On Friday, April 2nd, the moon will be in Sagittarius all day. Now, this is going to be a good energy because Sag energy is big and it's bright and it's excitable and it's positive and it's optimistic. And of course, the moon rules over our emotions, so we're feeling good. But the storm is rolling in. Not a messy storm, but not as big and bright as Thursday was. The moon will be trining Venus, and here's where the stormy part comes in. It's going to be opposing Mars and the North Node, and it's going to be squaring Neptune. So Neptune adds a whole lot of confusion. There's a tension point there of confusion. How can we come out of a day on Thursday where we were so sure and so bright and so optimistic and feeling so aligned, and then the next day just suddenly have no sweet clue what it was that we were even thinking the day before? Well, we have a lot of aspects to actually blame there, but the most important aspect that I would say is going to add to this stormy confusion kind of day is that this is the last day that Mercury is in Pisces. And of course, any time that a planet is ready to shift out of one energy and into another, there is a push, there's a tension, there's a crisis point. It wants to wrap things up. It needs to tie up the loose ends before moving on. And of course, Mercury being in Pisces has been a whole hell of a lot of confusion for the past month. We've been unable to focus in on the details, and wanting to escape our realities has been very, very high on the list. What's beautiful about this day, although it is very heavy and intense in a lot of ways, Mercury will be sextiling Pluto. That's where the intensity comes from. And as we've been discovering, Plutonian energy is very dark. It shows us where death needs to take place, where destruction needs to take place in order for us to renew ourselves, rebirth ourselves, and transform into something new. We can't underestimate the power of Plutonian energy. And because Mercury is very connected to the spirit, the higher self being in Pisces at this time, this sextile with Pluto is going to lead to some very profound thinking and some very powerful conversations. This is going to really transform our mindset. This is going to open up a brand new perspective that we haven't dabbled in as of yet. And because the path is becoming a little bit more clear, we are getting a very, very broad picture of where it is that we are meant to steer our energy from here. The only thing that I will say about this day is that the tendency to want to escape it all is going to be very high. And for many of us, we turn to food, or we turn to buying things. We turn to physical intimacy. And a lot of that is a very powerful play because Venus is involved here today, Neptune is involved here today, Mars, of course, is our physical energy, our desires, our passion is involved. But the escapism, that's definitely the Mercury and Pisces energy, and definitely this Neptune energy. So am I going to say don't escape reality to food and spending money and sex? Well, no. I mean, if that's what you feel drawn to do, you got to get the energy out somehow. But just know that this is going to be a very chaotic day on its own. And some of the actions that you might be kind of wanting to take could really lead to intensifying that chaos. So just be very careful how it is that you tap into these energies, and just know that the energy is only temporary. Mercury just wants to wrap things up so that it can get on with a brand new chapter, which is going to do as we jump into tomorrow's energy.